Hello, hello. I am ready to be interrogated on this
In-
pod.
Interrogated? What do you think I do here?
Action.
What?
Yeah.
Do it again.
Action. Can you cut that part out?
That was fun.
Next
Okay.
question, please.
Wow. What the hell?
He's dirty and sweaty from badminton.
Give her a
Hello.
hug of dirty and
No, no,
sweaty. Hi.
no, 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 no. You put this in the podcast.
Which part?
This
This
cat.
one? Of course,
Yeah,
it's fun.
yeah. Then people will make edits for us when I'm
Yeah.
like famous. Yeah, yeah. I just want to have fun. Like I just want to keep having fun. I want to keep getting a pat on the back from my boyfriend, from my family, from myself. I want to keep feeling that feeling every day. So hooks can go out the window.
That's lovely. I love that.
Am I audible? Do I sound like you can hear me clearly? Why can't you see me?
I can't see you too well, but I can hear you.
Wave your hand. Yes. I see you move. I see you move. It works. Nobody moved. Nobody moved from wherever they are. Everybody, all of you are in the right place.
Welcome to Stories with Shastri. We have Sanam Buxani coming back.
Hello.
Pod. Hello, hello. The last time she was here was 2020, and we actually live streamed that one. Back then, what we spoke to Sanam about was what it's like to go viral and how it feels, and the power of digital media, and that was the topic of that episode. A lot has changed since then. From what I have seen of her online, it has been a lot about uh, directing short form ads. It's been a lot about creating. It's been a lot about writing. So, Sanam, could you please tell us what's been up with you in life in the past 5 years and catch us up?
You know how in interviews, like people ask you, what do you want to do in the next 5 years? What do you want to be in the next 5 years?
Yeah.
This is a first with a recap of the last 5 years. So, since we last spoke, back then, I think I was making content on the internet, which led me to get this job at Filter Copy. Then I worked at Filter Copy for 2 years. I learned a lot over there. That was like a film school for me. Um, After that, I set out to do my own thing. I even had a little bad experience in the middle, and then I did my own thing. Started like getting attention as Sanam Buxani rather than just like for my name and not just filter copies. And then eventually I started my own production house with my DP, and we've been producing together. He's a DOP, I'm a director, and it's just been going on from there. So that is the last 5 years in a nutshell, and it's a lot more interesting than I made it sound right now.
I think that sounds very interesting. Maybe let's take it step by step.
Hmm.
When you were creating also, even while you were filter copy. I keep saying filter coffee in my head.
Everyone says that.
Yeah, yeah, it's the South Indian in me. We're always like looking for filter coffee. But you get filter coffee ice cream off topic. But you get
Wow.
I'm gonna try it and I'll send you a review. But coming back,
Hmm.
uh what I do remember seeing you putting up a lot of media about your observations of Hindi cinema, right? Like certain patterns you would see, or
Hmm.
something very interesting that you've noticed that people don't tend to notice. And then you were also acting out certain parts, right?
Yeah.
So, what has what was the driving force to go behind the camera rather than be in front of it?
So after like I made content in 2020, and around that time I was going viral to a very good extent. But then once I got really busy with my filter copy job, which was very very like it took a lot out of me because I wasn't only like I started off with like concept pitching concepts and scripts, and then I was writing like a lot of scripts. Like I had a lot of scripts to write one after the other, sometimes overlapping. And then I started like going as an AD on set, and then I started directing, and then I was doing a lot of these things together. Like I have my next direction project while the post of my previous one is on. So it was just, it takes a lot out of you. It's very tiring, not to mention like we'd go shoot in Mud Island and stuff in Bombay. So it gets very exhausting. And like a regular shift in the field is like 12 hours. And we would have 12-hour shifts, we'd have 18-hour shifts. So it would be very, very exhausting. Like there would be times where I would literally be on my feet non-stop for 24 hours or more. So that was like when I was behind the camera, and it kind of did take a toll on my content, where I stopped having the energy to make the content. I stopped, all of my ideas kind of got diverted towards filter copy, and it also like I had to think like them, because my content was different and how filter copy function was different. So I had to like kind of make it fit into filter copy's tonality.
Yeah, the narrative.
Yeah, for their channel basically, because that was my job. And honestly, after the entire day of doing that, you're just exhausted and you don't want to be creative at the end of the day. You want to do something boring at the end of the day, something boring and mundane. So I did learn a lot in my job. In fact, like today, whatever I am is only because I did that job. Like it's all I know is from there. But that's, it took a toll on my content. So when I set off to do my own thing, when I said, okay, now I'm going to be a freelancer, I'm going to get into the industry as Sanam Buxani, I decided to do it in move three directions forward. One was writing, one was directing, and one was content creation. And I said, whichever one of these like kind of picks up. Honestly, like writing and directing is together. I even did like chotu motu edits for people here and there, and content creation. I said, whichever one picks up, whichever one kind of is working out, I will pick that lane and I will go forward with that lane. And in the middle, it seemed like content creation would be the one to pick up,
Yeah.
which is what your question was about, the observations and stuff. Now, I don't know if there were observations, that was just what I felt about these movies. And I know these movies and I know this stuff like very, very well, because I have this thing where if I watch something once, I just remember it.
Yeah.
So remind me to tell you a story about something that happened in a job once. But yeah, so I remember Tara Anupam, I remember Salam Namaste, I remember Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum Kalo. Now I remember it like very, very well.
Yeah.
These observations were just things that I would say to my friends. And I have this one friend, Simran Chutke. She told me, ki, you want to get back into content. I tried to make the content that I was making in 2020 initially. So if you scroll down and check, I was actually making that regular, relatable, whatever content. Except it didn't work this time, because now I think after 2020, I started putting out content again in 2023, I guess, 2024, 2023 or 2020, I don't remember.
End of 23, I remember seeing stuff.
Yeah, so end of 23, I started putting out content again, and it just tanked. It didn't work because I think there were way too many people doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It was like saturated with that kind of content. So I needed to do something different. And my friend Simran was just like, oh, you know, this shit that you say to me on the phone is quite entertaining actually. Why don't you say it in front of a camera? And she helped me make this entire plan and Excel sheet of rubbish that I can talk to my camera. And she would just ask me about different movies, and I would say something. She would laugh, and if she would laugh, I would write it and be like, "Okay, I'll say this, I guess." And then I wod just do that. Very like rubbish production value. I literally just spoke to my phone, took a video of my laptop, and posted. And it did really well because I guess people liked what I thought.
Yeah.
And at the same time, along with content creation, because I wasn't really earning anything right from it besides some like tiny brand deals here and there. I wasn't really earning like that wasn't my main like that wasn't how I was making a living. I was making a living with freelancing. I was writing a ton. And I was still directing a little bit, not as much as writing. And I also was still directing with filter copy because they would still call me from time to time for different shoots. And I would go because I have that relation with them. Then suddenly direction started picking up and content creation, like it started going down, like the views started going down. I also felt like I exhausted my films that I kind of like. Not that I don't have funny thoughts sometimes. I do. I'm facing the same issue where all my energy goes into being behind the camera that I don't have the energy. Like sometimes even when I have the energy to be in front of the camera, my hair is not washed and
Yeah.
I'm in a bun and I'm like, now who'll like look good? And then I open my front camera, I'm like, forget, the
Mm.
world doesn't need to see this side. So
So
I don't know if I'll like do it again. I think I might because I did like enjoy talking nonsense and let it happen organically. Let it happen once I'm able to like strike a balance, which is happening slowly
right.
and steadily. But yeah, I do really enjoy being on set and I really enjoy writing and directing. So I'm very happy that that's actually the lane that I picked. And this was like a difficult decision. I spoke to this friend of mine, Manish Kharge. He's also a content creator, and I even like have written a ton of scripts for him. So I had like a very long conversation with him where I was just like, bro, I don't know what to do because I'm not being able to do everything. And he's just like, you can't do everything. And I was like, yeah, like I look at your life and it's so hectic. I get tired looking at you only.
Yeah.
So he's just like, yeah, I mean, whatever you do, you'll have to. That's what you're gonna have to do. And then he's just like, I feel like you're a lot more energized when you're writing and directing, personally. But you see like what you want to do, you'll just have to kind of you can't like half-ass it. You will have to pick a lane. And I was like, yeah. And I started it like together to see what will pick up. So then I finally picked the lane of starting a production house, started it with my business partner, and honestly, like I think best decision.
Yeah.
Very, very happy with our production house, and I think, inshallah, like it'll go very far. It has to.
Mhm. I hope so. I'm going to tackle what you said one by one. And when I say tackle, I'm not interrogating. Uh, but I mean, I'll take it on one on one.
Can my boyfriend make a cameo?
Yeah, of course.
Come.
What
Did you
the?
win?
Yeah.
He's dirty and sweaty from badminton.
Give her a
Hello.
hug of dirtiest
No, no,
sweat.
no, 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 no. Ew.
You're so upset right now.
Yeah, yuck. I need to take a shower now. Did you win?
Yeah.
You won?
1 or 2 games.
I did too good, yeah. Okay, please leave.
Okay.
I'm working.
You want the AC or no?
No, no, it's so cold, your marrow. Cherry. There's a dog in here.
Nice.
Put this in the podcast.
Which part?
This
This
cat.
one? Of course,
Yeah,
it's fun.
yeah. Then people will make edits for us when I'm
Yeah.
like famous. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Fine. Will
One
do.
second. He set the dog in the room.
That's
Cherry,
all
sit
good.
down. Sit down and don't bark and don't say anything.
I mean, if Cherry barks and she has a comment, we have to like take it up.
And then I put her up in the.
So we really need to like be like, Cherry, what do you think? Right? I think
She's. Yeah. Okay. But yes. So you were recording, right?
I
Like
was.
all good.
I was. It's a little share that I have. But anyway,
Hmm.
uh, when you said that you picked between writing, directing, and also
Content.
and content.
Hmm.
I don't like to look at content personally. I just can't stand it.
You're not
So
content with the word content.
yeah, no, but it's not that. It's because the contents of your content are not that fun. Not you, but in general, it's. I feel like it's a very bastardized term.
Hmm.
But so I prefer saying media. That's why earlier I said media and I did say content.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a very active effort.
Yeah.
But where does the creator stop and the director start?
It doesn't stop. I mean, being a director is still being a creator. Like with every film that I make, I'm still creating it. And it's so when I'm directing and when anyone is directing, when a director directs, they actually like you have each and every shot of that film planned out in your head. Like I have to be able to see the film in my head in order to create it. So there are different kinds of directors. There's some directors who are um, cinematographers who turn into directors. There are ADs who turn into directors, writers who turn into directors, which is my case,
Yeah.
and editors who turn into directors, which is also my case. So for me, I my edit is very strong. Like I've been editing back even before we had our first talk.
Yeah.
I used to make the vlogs, and my edit became very very strong with that. And even after that, like even in filter copy and stuff, it kept polishing, polishing, polishing. So my music sense, my edit sense is kind of what I think with. That's my first thought. So as soon as I write a script or a script is given to me, the first thing is I'll like close my eyes and imagine the film. There I see like the edit. I can see what the film has in it. And then it's essentially just trying to keep up with my brain and write down the shots that I can see in my head and make the shot breakdown. So it is a lot of creation, and it's a lot more like it's a lot tougher and a lot more taxing, I'd say, than what I would do with media
Yeah.
or content. Where, like
Yeah.
um,
Please
uh,
say whatever you're comfortable with.
yeah, I mean, whatever you want to call it, like
Yeah.
the stuff you see on Instagram, it's a lot tougher, it's a lot more like polished, and it has to look a certain way. Whereas with Instagram, like I can do a phone shoot also and get away with it, that's
Mm.
okay. So I wouldn't say that that's an easier life, again, because I have a lot of friends who are in the field, and it's hectic as hell. It is very, very tiresome. You churn out stuff like a factory. You have to constantly be like, you have to constantly look a certain way, be a certain way. So it's not like that's easy. I'm just saying it's not like you. There's also a lot of creation when it comes to writing.
Yeah, I get that. When you were talking about the story with your friend making you, when she made you made the Excel sheet, and if she laughed, you wrote it down.
Yeah,
This friend needs to be your manager.
yeah,
It's
yeah. But
amazing.
she did it for me because she's a friend. It was not just her. Like, yeah, I mean, she was like the driving force
Yeah.
behind it. Like I owe it to her to push me back into the limelight for that like short few months. But I also had like I have another friend, Malika, and she is like exactly like me thinking wise. I met her at Filter Copy. She was my junior in college, and she is so funny. She's like the funniest person in this world, and she has a very similar liking for the movies that I like.
Yeah.
Um, she understands what I'm saying, like very niche references that one should not know. Honestly, she
Yeah.
would know. And yeah, I think like her validation was very important to me when I would say these nonsense things. And a lot of times she would add to it, which would be so small and so funny that I
Yeah.
would just write it down, and like I think that content was more her and my child than just mine. So
Yeah.
wouldn't really take all the credit for it, honestly.
That's nice. The thing is, the moment you mentioned KTG, I did mention Kalhona. So every year, I have a
Mhm.
set of movies, a set of Hindi movies that I will rewatch.
Hmm.
Right? So I will rewatch, and they do. I don't necessarily do it in an order, but they all happen one after the other. Like I'll watch KTG, I'll watch Kalhona Ho, I'll watch Om Shanti Om,
Hmm.
and then I'll watch Mehuna.
Hmm.
And
As you should, yes.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
like you say, right? As soon as after Mahide, I turn it off. I I don't
Yeah.
I don't watch Aman Dying. I watched Aman Dying only once in like 3 years, I think. I don't watch more than once in 3 years.
Good to see that you're cultured
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
have these films on your roster to keep rewatching. I'm to dating Aman because his name is Aman.
That's what. So it's so funny because I have this moment where I go into the Yash Raj rabbit hole. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a very slippery slope because you never know when you will watch Jhum Barabar Jhum and when you'll enter Neela Nikki. So
Yeah.
so I get very hassled. I'm like, I can't enter that yet. That's a little like I'll go into a very bad. If only from a very bad place, I'll watch all of that. So it's a
I
it's
too
a
like Ash Raj Rabbit Hole, honestly.
I like
So
some of it, like Leela Nikki, I watched once in like 10 years.
yeah, I mean, but Neela Nikki is a really fun watch once in 10 years. And also, like with company like Malika, who I just mentioned, I watched Neela Nikki with her. She hadn't seen it, and then we watched
Oh,
it together, and it was like a riot because we were really, really like laughing at it, not with
yeah.
it. And yeah, but then like YRF has really given us some bangers as well. Like
So
I made that reel about the YRF scam universe. I'm sure if you saw it, that's because I went down the rabbit hole of
yeah.
um, Bunty Bubbly, Badmash Company, Ladies
Oh,
versus Ricky
yeah,
Bell.
all the scams and all the cons. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. And there's no, so the thing is, the first time I saw Neela Nikki was when it had, I think, come out and when it had come on TV or something after that. And then I never watched it, so I could not for the life of me remember the plot. I just remember Nikki Bakshi speaking sexy. And
Full
like
on
that's all
happening.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was explaining this to someone who's a lot younger, so he doesn't really know this movie. And I'm like, how do you not know Nikki Bakshi? Like, what's wrong with you? And
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, allow me to change your life. And but yeah, Virus had given us our bankers, but like some of them, I'm not sure if I want to rewatch. I mean, they're not YRF, but I mean DDLJ is YRF, but like Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, I'll probably watch once in 2 years or something. But it's not
Mhm.
my yearly movie. Like this year, I watched Happy New Year after a very long time,
Yeah.
or I watched like I've never watched Dilwale, and
Oh,
yeah, so I want to look into that slowly. Slowly, I'll do it. Oh yeah, I also will watch like Dil Dhadakne Do and Zindagi Na Milegi.
yeah, yeah. Even I have my Zoya rewatches.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So and like it just happens, and like it what a movie Dil Dhadakne Do was.
Dil Dhadakne Do actually released on my birthday when it had
Mm.
released, and I love that film very much. I keep revisiting it. In fact, like on my continue watching on Netflix, it's just like these movies that you just mentioned, like they're just there in
Yeah,
continue watching. And sometimes I'll just put it on from wherever, and I just watch it.
yeah,
Um, Yeah, so my mom, she gets really like she thinks I'm crazy. So every time we sit in the hall and we're just like, oh, let's watch a movie tonight. I'll be like, oh, you want to watch Dil Dhadakne? And she'll be like, no, Sanam, I don't want to watch that
that's my
movie.
mom too.
Like,
Yeah, she's like,
yeah.
why can't you watch something new?
Yeah, and I'm like, what do you mean new? I like the predictable. I like the comfort,
Comfort,
and I
yeah,
like what it's like. It's not even a guilty pleasure. It's just a pleasure. Like I like to know what's happening, and what's really nice is every single time I watch it, every single time I watch any of these
you
films,
notice something new. Yeah,
and I would be like, oh, and as I grow as like a writer director and stuff like that, like for example, let's take Dil Dhadakne Do. When I started reading more about like direction, so I did study it because I would feel like an imposter in photography,
yeah,
and I was like, I have to just walked in here now. I don't know. I should learn what I'm doing.
yeah.
So I would.
Little you must,
Hmm?
little you must know.
Yeah, a little bit though, enough to bullshit. So I studied it and I had a mentor there, and I would like look through his brain. I would be like, "This is being explained with the Godfather. I don't want to learn with the Godfather. Can you explain it to me with the Latino? Can you explain it to me with Kalona?" I would tell him, and he would actually sit and do that. So then, when I would rewatch uh, any film, not just these, sometimes I would understand why something was done, and I'd be like, "Oh, okay, that's why he's sitting over there and they're sitting over there. That's why they are wearing these colors and she's wearing this color."
Yeah,
Those like understandings also, I get a kick out of it.
yeah, like the nuances. And for me, so I have this thing with any piece of art, right? I mean,
Mm,
media specifically. When I say media, I'm just saying movies or books or literature.
mm, mm,
If I can predict the end
mhm,
in the beginning or by watching the trailer or the
mm,
plot, right? I
mm,
will not waste my time watching it.
mm,
But the only exception I have ever made for it, like for example, I was reading God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy, and I was about a chapter and a half in, and I had never read the book. I
mm,
wasn't allowed to when I was younger, but I had this list of books. Like as soon as I turned 18, I was like, I'll read this shit now. And it was one of the books, and I predicted the end. And I
mm.
looked it up, and I was like, well, that is the end. So I was like, no, I'm not interested. And but the only exception I made was for YouTube purposes, I'm going to call it Bads of Bollywood. But
Ah, you could predict the end of that.
I predicted it the day when they met.
Wow. Okay.
Because she
Well.
looks very like, she was like, huh. And so I'm like, yeah, I would meet my ex like that if my partner didn't know that that was my ex.
Oh, wow. Okay. No, I didn't. I couldn't predict the Bads of Bollywood. In
Right?
fact, at the end, like I watched it and I was like, and then I made my mom watch it, and then I kept waiting for the last episode. When she was in the last episode, even she was like, even my brother was like,
No, I
everyone was just like,
I had a feeling like it was just so he had left a lot of these Easter eggs in the beginning.
he did,
Where
yes,
and it was like it was that or it was the chacha saying that our background dancer ban ke reh gayi.
yeah,
Right? Like they didn't why would you mention it if you don't want to tap into it?
right.
right? And it's not a film that would look down upon a woman or be derogatory in that sense.
Mhm.
Right? I mean, it wasn't a show that would do that. So, or the fact that he called him beta, like it was just so, I don't know, something was just very
You have superpowers then.
little,
I
yeah,
didn't
little
see
is there.
that.
No, yeah, so when I was watching, I was like, yeah, this seems likely only, like, because then I was like, process of elimination of all other plots. What's happening? I mean, I believe Gafoor needs a sequel of his own, like a spin off of his own.
Yeah, I kept calling everybody Gafoor Bhai after that.
Yeah.
Like, Aman would come and pick me up, and I would just pat his back and say, Gafoor Bhai, where are we going?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
became
That was a very fun show. Like after a very long time, I
a
really liked something that was commercially made. And when I say mainstream, and unfortunately, when we say mainstream, we're talking about things that are just getting distributed more.
yeah.
So that's
Mainstream cinema is not it right now, with a few exceptions, of course. I think right now they're really like milking the whole old films in the theaters thing.
yeah. Om
Like now,
Shanti Om is on.
yeah, I couldn't go properly. I wanted to go for those films, but I had to miss out on it. Like
Yes.
this whole SRK film festival was happening during the post of my project. So
Yeah. For his birthday, I think.
yeah. So I went for Om Shanti Om, but I didn't go in like the kind of theater I wanted to go in. I wanted to go in Juhu
Yeah.
or like Andheri, where they would like, have some energy. But I went in Palladium where everybody's
Oh.
very sophisticated and poised.
Yeah.
There were these girls who were trying to hoot. And like with each hoot, they just started giving up. Because like first five girls hooted, and then three girls hooted, and then it was just woo woo. And then it ended with one woo. And they just gave up. And then I was one woo, but I was alone in that woo. So I was deeply ashamed, and then I didn't woo after that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
To be
not
cringe is to be free.
sorry.
To be cringe is to be free.
Yeah, and you need other people to be cringe with you, like you can't do it alone.
That's the problem with society.
It's, French, not friendship. Cringe requires
Company.
solidarity. Yeah, cringe requires
Cringe,
company. Yeah,
cringe likes company.
yeah, cringe likes
I'm
company.
going to put that on a t-shirt. I'm literally noting it down right now.
Yeah, when I'm
Wow.
rich and famous and you're rich and famous from the podcast, you can sell that as merch.
Yeah, that's the that's the vibe. But yeah, cringe likes company. That's true. But I mean, I get the whole comfort show thing, because I watched Mehuna in a span of like 2.5 days, where I watched little, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
finished it.
That's what it does, yeah.
You know what I did recently is the most hilarious thing. So I had this one task I was putting off for like a month, where
Hmm.
I have this huge storage box with a lot of my old files and a lot of loose papers and folders, and I really like keeping them all organized. Because if they're not, it'll be in my mind.
Hmm.
And I knew it would take me about 3.5 hours to do. So, and I had to go somewhere to meet some friends, and I was like, today though I have to finish this because I keep like rescheduling it in my workspace.
Hmm.
So I put on K3G. So I was like, I have the time for the runtime of K3G. And while K3G is playing, I'm sitting and organizing all my papers. And I was like, oh, movie done. Now it's time for me to get ready and leave.
That's very smart, and that's actually like how I live my life. Like
Yeah.
I constantly have a show or a film on,
Yeah, same.
but like I'm mad. I will watch like while I'm eating. I will watch in the shower. I will
Mm.
watch. I watch all the time. Like I'm never not watching
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for me, the shower is the music, but when I'm working, it's usually a comfort show that I know and I don't want to watch the screen.
yeah. It's
Or
just
if
on.
Yeah, or if it's something where I can keep it on the side and have my work going on the side. But like I have a bunch of comfort shows also. Like I'll rewatch every year. I'll do one friend's rewatch.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
one of the observations I had, which with why I was so annoyed with Kuch Kuch, I mean with How I Met Your Mother, was because it was like watching Kuch Kuch Hota Hai for 8 years, and I was just like, can you relax? Like just get to the point.
Yeah. I
So
mean, I actually rewatch How I Met Your Mother that much, but Friends, so yeah, I keep watching Friends. I keep watching Modern Family,
yeah,
Schitt's Creek, really good. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'll keep
yeah.
watching. Right now, I'm watching Abbott Elementary. Have
I
you?
I've heard of it. It's on my watch list, but I haven't started watching it yet.
It's damn fun. It's
Yeah.
really nice.
I've seen
Yeah.
some grabs here and there, but not a lot. Not a lot. But coming back to your production house, what's that like to run your own thing and run the show? Because I know that the time when we did this last was when I was starting to do that for myself, and
Right.
I have a lot of control over what I do now,
Yeah.
and not just and I think when I say control, it makes me sound like a control freak, which I could be, but it's more about being able to be like, oh, this is mine,
Hmm.
right? So what's that for you?
So it's not like this is mine as much as this is ours, because it's me,
Yeah.
it's 50-50, me and my business partner. But I feel like it's very, very surreal. Like,
Yeah.
so I have it outside my house, the little sign
Yeah.
that says the company's name. And every time I look at it, I'm just like
Mm.
it doesn't feel like it's real. I feel like, how can I own a, like, I'm like a kid, but I'm not a kid, I'm actually an adult. And then it keeps grounding me every single time I go, and I feel nothing but, like, I just feel very, very lucky. Like, as corny as it sounds, I feel very lucky and too much gratitude, because it's like it's like disbelief that I even have this, and I'm even doing this. Like, when I think about, like, my job, being recently, the last shoot that I did, there was like this one shot at the end, and I didn't even realize that I said this. I saw it on the BTS, I saw it in one clip, but there's this one shot that we got. It was a slow motion shot, and I knew that, like, as soon as we shot it and I saw it on the monitor, I knew this is going to look killer in slow motion. And I jumped. Like, there's like
Yeah.
in the BTS, you can see I'm in a bun, and suddenly I just jump behind a bunch of people, and it's so embarrassing. When I look at it, I'm like, why am I jumping? And the
Are you
shoot was with
excited?
kids.
Mm.
Yeah, but I get very excited and I get so swept up in that moment. So in the BTS, I have like yelled, saying, I can't believe this is my job. Like, I'm so happy that this is my job.
Nice.
So, yeah, I feel it's very, very surreal to have your own thing. I'm very, like, 10 on 10 would recommend.
Yeah.
I'm very, very lucky that this is what I get to do with my life. It's like what I used to dream of. So no complaints, no matter how many hours ka shift I have to do, no matter how much I put into it, no matter how many bad days we have, and God knows we have some tough
Yeah.
days. Just like, what are we gonna do? Some tough people, who, not everybody is like the nicest in the world.
Yeah.
Um, but like, navigating that, and I'm not alone. I have a partner. He's in it as much as I am. So that's also very, very uh, that is also very, very helpful, because one of us will always kind of
Yeah.
look up and pick up the other.
Yeah, that
So
helps.
yeah, touch wood, mashallah, that's nice. Yeah, so what it's like for me is, just like, in one word, I would say it's very surreal, and I really, really like what I do for a living. So I don't know if people get to say that, I get to say that. So
Yeah.
touch wood. Yeah.
It's a it's a very good feeling. I would not trade it for the world. Can you walk us through your production process, right from scripting, since I'm presuming you still write a lot of your scripts for the
I
production house.
mean, one would think so, but a lot of times the script has come into my hand. So a lot of agencies actually get scripts written, or they write the scripts in house and they give it to you. The So usually it's like, it starts when I get the script in my hand, and then I'll change things here and there as a director or whatever,
Yeah.
and then I make a short breakdown. We go for a recce, go and scout a location, see what will suit the film, figure out a location. We collect all of this information for a PPM, which is a pre-production meeting
Yeah.
for the client. Then we, as a team, go through the short breakdown, get storyboards done so that the client can see each and every shot of the film, and they can see the film on a deck, what I'm going to go and shoot, so that there's no confusion on set. Then we do a tech recce, make sure that everything is possible, lighting wise,
Yeah.
technicality wise, and then we go on the floor, we shoot it. After that, there's post production, where we can edit, color grade, and online if it's required. So that's pretty much the process. I think I rushed through that, but that's pretty much the process. The last thing that I did, the last shoot that I did, it's actually going live tomorrow, which is the 14th. Tomorrow's Children's Day, now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going live. It was with kids. So that was like, we came up with it from scratch till the end. So I
Nice.
was on another project in Gurgaon.
Mm.
Uh, And over there I got the call, and then we started working on it from the conceptual stage till like the final delivery, and we delivered today. So
Nice.
yeah, really excited for that to go up because I had a lot of fun on this shoot. Like it was very, very gratifying, like feed your soul, feed your pocket, everything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Those moments are really fun, and especially when you like when you said that you jumped and you were wondering why are you like this, I feel like you need to have a collection of BTS of just you enjoying
Jumping.
what you're doing. No, of just enjoying what you're doing and somebody to keep it together so that on a day where it's really tough, you can just look at it again.
Yeah. I mean, see, I'm not jumping on every single shoot. This was a really nice one.
No, yeah,
There are tough shoots as well. Like there's one shoot where I have BTS of it, like BTS was shot for it. I don't want to see it only. Like I told, so the guy who comes to like shoot our BTS, he also like makes some edits for our page, which I've not posted yet. Like on Second Take Studios' page, there's going to be a bunch of BTS that's going to come. There's simpler edits as compared to what I do. They're not like story wise, just kind of like coverage, but like they're fun, a lot of fun, nice high energy edits. So that one I told him, okay, listen, I'm not making a story out of this. You make the edit for Second Take. I'm not
yeah.
doing it. I don't want to see the footage also. I don't want to, yeah, I don't want to relive that. So there are shoots like that as well. But then I think it's all good because at the end of the day, in the larger scheme of things, you'll have good stuff, you'll have bad stuff. And
Yeah.
like the whole idea behind Second Take Studios is that you always get like a second take, it's never,
Yeah.
yeah. And for me and my partner, this was like our second take in life. That was actually the reasoning behind the name. We wanted something that meant something to both of us, and
Yeah.
we both went through really shitty jobs which kind of messed us up really badly, so it was this or nothing,
Yeah.
and it was both of our second take,
Nice.
hence the name. Yeah.
I love it. When it comes to the production process, what's your favorite part? Because I've seen a lot of videos of your post production online where you just put up like just a random photo or a random story saying it's 3:44 in the morning and you guys are sitting in the edit room. And I'm like, wow, this girl is really, going at it. So what is your favorite part? The pre-production, the production, or the post? Like being on set or the post?
I love all of it, but I have a soft corner for the post. Like the first time I sit on the offline edit, that's like my most
Mm.
like it's a very tough process because
Yeah.
you sit on edit and the first reaction that anyone, no matter how good the shoot goes, will always be me holding my head like this, saying, "What have I done? Like,
Mm.
why didn't I shoot this? Why didn't I do that?" It's like you just want to go back in time. Process is very frustrating, but the outcome that you get to after you go through that process,
Mm.
that's like very, very gratifying, where you see, okay, these are the best takes. You'll come up with something on edit that maybe you didn't even plan for on shoot, and those are like happy accidents, and those kinds of things are really like, oh, this is too good. In fact, a film of ours saved on edit, like so basically we did this shoot. Everything went well. The client loved it. Client was on set. They were very happy. They needed something on edit that we did not shoot,
Mm.
and it was not in the script, and
Mm.
we did not shoot it. They
Yeah.
wanted an intro basically, and it was not there. So I was just like, I was talking to the client at midnight, and she was just like, "See now if there's anything you can do." And I was like, but how? Like, it does not exist. How do I bring it out from thin air? And she was just like, I know, but this is required for the video, and see if there's something. And I was just like, okay. We're sitting in the thinking, okay, this cut is going to get approved. We'll go home, and all like we're thinking in the night, like, what can we do? And Jideh, who's my business partner, he just comes up with like, he was just like, oh, and he's like, oh, must be a stupid idea. And I was like, Sena, and then he says something, and both of us stood up. Like we just stood up, me and him and the editor. We all stood up, and we just ran into the room and
Mm.
immediately did what he was saying,
Yeah.
and we made an intro out of something that, like, out of basically shots where they would turn and look at me.
Mm.
um, Basically when the camera was rolling before I said action,
Yeah.
like kinds of shots, we took it from god knows which bits and pieces, nooks and corners, we stitched it together to look like it's in one flow, and we put a voiceover behind. And
Nice.
now it's like an intro. So I love edit. I love how you can make something out
Yeah.
of nothing, how much you can save things on post. So I have a soft corner for it, but I love the whole process, like everything, like getting excited about it from the beginning, then on set, seeing it actualized, then on edit, thinking what have I done, and then making something out of it. So yeah.
Nice. What's your favorite part about being on set?
Mm, I like, I mean, okay, so in filter copy, I had this one, she was my friend, again, a junior from college. She's she was a brilliant AD to me.
Hmm.
And I would always want her for all of my shoots. I was like, can I get Priya? Can I get Priya? So on shoot, she used to know if I had gotten my shot. Like she would know if this take is a good take. She would just look at my face.
Hmm.
And I would be looking into the monitor, and she would look into my face, and literally, she wouldn't wait for me to say, "Yeah, this is good, mark it." She would know from my face that I got it. So I think that, like, is between action and cut, when I'm in the monitor. That was actually like a lesson that I learned. I did this one shoot in filter copy where I was not looking at the monitor, I was looking at the
Hmm.
scene outside, and it looked so funny and looked so like we were all laughing on set. The sound was laughing and ruining the take and stuff. And
Hmm.
when I went on edit, I realized that I was not paying attention to the screen, and what was funny here in real life was not translating,
Yeah.
because you need to be able to create 10x of that on screen. So
Hmm.
it has to be a lot more projected. So that was like that time, so I cried. I remember going to my boss and being like, I could have done better. And she was just like, it's just a video. You'll have another video like now, tomorrow you're going to be on the next one. And I was like, yeah, but I should have done better.
Hmm.
So I did do better. I never made that mistake. And I got obsessed with looking into that screen.
Monitor. Yeah.
So I think when I go into that, that's like my favorite part of being on set. Like all the BTS, even of this one, is just me looking, and you can see like I look stupid, because my mouth is open and my eyes are huge, and I look animated.
Yeah.
And then I get it, I just jump and I'm like, yeah, too good, and then I run and do the next one. So I think it's too good. Like the feeling is too good when you get something.
Yeah. It's very
When
rewarding. It's
Yeah.
very rewarding. But when I get that, there are some times where like if I've written something and I'm trying to document it somehow, it does not translate.
Mm.
So, what do you think? What's the best way to hook your audience?
I think go with your gut. If it's something that like hooks you in the first 5 seconds, if you like it, other people will like it as well. A lot of times, like, we have to go by scripts that have been pre-written and kind of
Hmm.
given to us, so we can't change it. Then it's about like visually what can I do to catch them. So I think that is what it is. But like, I think it's always also a person's interest. Now, you may be hooked by, say, a story.
Hmm.
I may be hooked by something that is brain rot.
Yeah.
Rhythm may be hooked by an ad. Like he is obsessed with ads. Like he was one of those kids who would. Um, the show is still going on, and then when the break comes and everybody's gone to the bathroom or gone to get something to eat, he would sit in front of the TV and he would watch like
Yeah.
traditional mainstream ads. So that hooked me. So I feel like different things will hook different people. There's no even if there's like a study to it, it can't be like an apply to all.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I think about hooks.
I get that, but sometimes I'm always conflicted, right? Where I'm like, if I might like it, but will my audience like it? There's a difference between the two things, right? Is
Yeah,
it is it something that works for the brand or is it something that works for me?
yeah.
Right.
I think then it's like also what you're creating. Like when I would make stuff for filter copy, I knew I was catering to filter copy's audience,
Yeah.
and filter copy's audience is not my audience.
Yeah.
So there, I can't use the, oh, if it hooks me, it'll hook them, because it may
Yeah.
not. There, I have to think of what they will like and create for them.
Mm.
Um, so when I do something for myself and I know people are coming to watch me over here,
Mm.
then I'm just doing it dil se. Like if I'm making my BTS films for Instagram, I'm making it pure dil se, because I feel like I want to document this, I want to remember this, and if I like it, they will like it, and
Yeah.
like that does do happen. So yeah, I think I just don't think about this too much, because the more I try to structure it, or the more I try to, like, formalize it, I don't have so much fun.
Mm.
And I don't care. I
Mm.
just create, like, what I just want to have fun. Like, I just want to keep having fun. I want to keep getting a pat on the back from my boyfriend, from my family, from myself. I want to keep feeling that feeling every day. So hooks can go out the window.
That's lovely. I love that. That might be my hook for the trailer. But do you prefer visual heavy production, or do you prefer, like, because you said that there's always something you can visually create in the post, but when it comes to the production process, do you prefer production that is visual heavy or messaging heavy?
So I like messaging heavy. Like, I like comedy. I like funny stuff.
Yeah.
And Hriday likes visual heavy.
Hmm.
So I get to do both.
You're a good blend.
Yeah, I have funny stuff that's like very visually stunning.
Yeah.
So I get to do both. Again, like, now, if I'm given a script, and if it's not funny, I can't do anything. I have to make what I've been given. I do make it funny with little tidbits here and there.
Yeah.
I feel like I powerfy humor even where it's not, where it doesn't belong. So sometimes I have to be caught and told, Sanam, no, this is a
Yeah.
jewelry, no humor here. So I say, okay. Um, but yeah, like, that's usually how it goes.
Nice. And I mean, it's a very interesting timeline that one works with, right? Whether sometimes it's very fast paced, where, like you said, you delivered something today, it's going to be out tomorrow.
Hmm.
And then there's stuff where you're sitting and you have a lot of time to create it. And then
Yeah.
it comes out, it's like a little slow burn. So what's more fun, the slow paced or the fast paced?
Both, both have their own charm. Of course, the fast-paced ones, like, tire you out quite a bit. But then I feel like I always, luckily, touchwood, I'm able to be disciplined enough to always go back to the routine. Like, we delivered today. Most of the work was done by yesterday. Like, all the final finishing touches and stuff were on schedule for yesterday. This project actually has been going on since. It's been going on for a month, because there was a lot of waiting involved for approvals. It was directly with the client, so a lot of, like, we did it properly, and like I said, we did it from concept stage. So
Yeah.
each stage took its due course of time. So this one went on very light. Whereas I have done projects where the turn, like, I've gotten the project today, I've shot tomorrow, and I've edited it day after, and like I've given it the day after that. So there have been projects like that as well. All are fun. Um, I think what's important is you are able to do it, because it's very easy to burn out with the timings, with the physical and mental exhaustion that comes with it. Like, it takes a toll on your mind, on your body. It's a lot. Like, it's not. It looks glamorous. It's not glamorous. It's a lot of hard work. Not just for me. Like, even now that, like, I'm a producer as well,
Mm.
especially like the production is essentially like the what's the word, foundation of my set. The lightmen, the art, the dadas all on set, the spot dadas, everyone who, like, comes, the production boys. For them, though, it starts 2 hours before me and ends like 2-3 hours after me,
Yeah.
and they do it day in and day out. That's what they do to make a living. So it's not easy. It's a lot of hard work. I think going back to your routine when you can is very helpful to keep the energy going. This morning I was up at 7. I got my workout out of the way. I went for badminton. I'm eating well, not eating junk. Trying to keep myself strong to keep this going, to
Yeah.
keep it sustainable. But I don't know if I answered your question or if I went on a tangent. What was
No,
your question?
my question was the fast paced or the slow paced approach.
Yeah. I enjoy both, but it's hard to keep up with both, because sometimes you could be doing a slow paced thing and you could get a fast paced one in the middle. So you'd
Yeah.
have to do that and then keep the slow pace one going, which is what happened here. Like, I got this project while I was on another project, so I was running around. That said, that was like a 10-day shoot.
Mm.
So every day, 12 to 14 hours, I was there, and
Yeah.
I was running around. That said, taking a meeting for this one.
Mm.
So there's a lot. It's quite wild, actually. You have to be kind of mental to get into this field and stay in it.
Yeah. So a lot of the ad films that you're doing right now, that you're producing, are they mostly short form?
Yeah,
And
like very much in short format. We both like moving from one thing to another.
how are short form ads different now? Because I mean they've picked up a lot in the past 5 years.
Hmm.
So how are they
Um,
different?
so I think there's been this big shift in the industry from 16 by 9 to 9 by 16. Everyone is making these reel ads. Everyone is making these content first reel ads
Mm.
that are essentially ads only. They just don't want to call them ads.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are a big fad right now. I don't know how long they will last, but I feel like there's damn good work also coming out of it here and there. But I miss horizontal, so want to do more of that. In fact, for this one, we shot it horizontally, and we've shot like previous things also horizontally. It's just that when you're on set and when you're like prioritizing the vertical frame,
Yeah.
times there's somebody sitting on the couch piche in the horizontal frame and you don't bother looking at it because you're like, okay, now this is priority for this film, so you're like, forget. Then also the framing, right? Like when you frame for vertical,
Mm.
everything is kind of in that space,
That's it's
so
very
when
tight.
you,
Mm.
very tight. And even if you want to like make a horizontal thing out of it, so you shoot it horizontally, you make sure that there's no tam jam on the sides. It's not the best horizontal frame because there's too much negative space on the
Yeah.
sides. So I think that's like a conundrum. That's like a very big shift that's happening. And I'm quite sure like two ways it could go. One is that this is only the future, and if that's the case, then to we're in a very good space
Mm.
because we make a lot of those. And even if not, like I feel like the other advertising is also very evergreen. Like there are great ads that are coming out of it that work well for say like YouTube or TV and the digital space, like the Gabbit ads,
Mm.
Gabbit sponsoring. I don't know if you've seen them, the Ranbir Kapoor ads.
No, I don't know if I have.
Take a look at them after this talk. So the Gabbit smarting ads are damn fun. Then even the cred ads, the
Credit
auditions.
actually. Yeah, credit
Yeah,
is
yeah.
moonshot. No?
Yes, cred is moonshot. So like those kind of films they'll leave a mark. They're fun, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, today I saw one on I think Tinder and Talib Tahil. And
Mm.
so that was an interesting one.
Yeah. So my company that I work with, they made that. We for the same company we made an ad for Wakefield with Baba Sehgal.
Yes, that's a new thing.
Yeah, the new thing. Yeah. Action.
What?
Yeah.
Do it again.
Action.
That was fun.
Next question, please.
Wow. What the hell? Okay. So what's the most fun part about short form ads, or what's the most challenging part about them?
The most fun thing is that you're not stuck to anything. Every day is new. Every single day is like new. So you're always on your toes. There's like no project is the same. So I really like that. I think I liked that in filter copy as well because it's like you make a video. If it's a success, people talk about it for 2 days. They give you shabashi, very good, it was a success, went viral. And then you're on to the next thing. Forget your success. Bhul gaye. Doesn't matter. If it's a failure, same thing. 1, 2 days they'll be like, could have done better, not great. And then forget about it. You're on to the next thing. So I like that very much. Not to take away anything from long format. I think long form. I think I would love long format as well. In fact, I wrote like a mini series and stuff like that, and it was like the most joyful time I had at work. Like I really, really, really enjoyed it. But I also feel like it takes a lot of your time, a lot of your energy, and it doesn't pay. If I'm being very blatant and crass about it, maybe, but like it just does not pay. And it's become worse over time, especially for like writing and stuff. With short format, another thing that I really like is the money, because one project you're making a buck, another project you're making another
Yeah.
buck. You join all of those bucks and you're making big bucks, you know.
Yeah.
So I like money, and I don't want to shy away from saying that I want to do it for my passion and my soul. That's okay. I'll make money and then maybe produce something for my passion and my soul where I can actually put money on it.
Yeah.
But I I think it's very important for me to make a living right now, and I get to enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
So that's what I love about. That's what I find very fun about short format. You just move, um, and things end. Like I told you about that one shitty project. Um, it got over, right? I knew it was temporary. I knew that this is going to pass. Now,
Yeah.
if I have to do that on a long format for like months or a year, forget. So that's what I. And what was the other part of your question?
The
Like,
challenge.
what the challenges? Sometimes it can be a lot to manage at once because now when you're kind of working on a long format, you know it's like a job, right? Like you know what you're doing next and stuff like that. It's all pre-planned. It's all you are on your toes. You are doing. There's like a one line ka goal that you're like following. You're working on that one thing. You're very attached to that one film or that one show. With this, if I have 2 to 3 projects going on at the same time, this client is different. They like these kinds of things. This client is different. They like these kinds of things. These people need this thing to manage everybody, to think properly for everyone, even creatively. That can be challenging and very overwhelming at times. And it's very, very difficult to like shut your phone. Like if I go for a movie and if I don't have network, I'm just like I'm sitting in my seat. Like I need to go out and check my phone. You know, it's like that. It becomes very hard to stop.
When you don't have an ongoing project going on too.
Then to I'm leave my phone at home and
Yeah, I'm flight mode. I'm team flight mode.
yeah. So then I'll do that. But then you never know. Like sometimes you just get calls out of the blue.
Mm.
You never know, but that's still okay. Like a missed call, you can always call back. That's okay.
Yeah.
During a project, I'm very much like just always
Yeah.
check. But yeah,
I
that's
get
the
that.
challenge.
I get that. You know, when we were talking about uh, this podcast and what we're going to discuss, right? Like the little umbrella thing. You said that, oh, now things have changed because there are brands that surprisingly want to work with me.
Yeah.
Right. Why is that surprising?
I mean, I don't know. I don't. One thing is kind of just led to another. Like our first shoot led to us being introduced to some big players, because the talent really enjoyed what we like working with us also, and they liked the film. And
Yeah.
then those big players started calling us regularly, and then we met a client through those big players who works with another agency who reached out to us as well. And then when we were with that client, we're just like, oh, you. So it was just very like one thing kind of took us to the next one. That client kind of vouched for us. So it's been really nice to have people want us.
Yeah.
Like nice to feel wanted.
Yeah, especially in an industry where it's very difficult to leave a mark or a lasting mark, especially when your currency is attention, right?
Yeah.
So,
But I always treat direction
mm,
like I always treat a set
yeah,
like it's a part. So I want everybody to have fun on set. In the beginning, you kind of start where you're just socializing, you're just talking to everybody, getting to know each other. It's like a little icebreaker kind of situation going on. Then after that, you get into it where everybody gets really comfortable. Like while we're shooting, it's like, everyone started dancing, not literally, but figuratively, as in the party sense. Then after that, like after the main party is over, how people sit around and they listen to the like BT songs and stuff like that. That's what happens at the end, where it's just like the main people kind of sit around and just do the final stuff, final things that need to be taken, or like just talk about what went down right now. I treat it like a party, and I think my business partner does as well, which is like that experience to give to people is also very important. And I think that lasts a lot. No matter how good your film is, no matter how good your skills are, if you'll bunkofy, if you'll shout and scream, there's no chillam chilli on my set. Like there are a
yeah,
lot of ADs who will like shout and stuff. No.
mm,
Whatever has to happen, you can run a set without
yeah,
being a jerk as well.
yeah,
So I'm very, very lucky like that I have a good team as well. Like great people I've worked with. Of course, there have been some not great people. I don't work with them anymore. But
For good
yeah,
reason then.
yeah,
Yeah, that's good. What's the most surprising thing about this industry? Like, what has surprised you the most?
tough question. Mm, nothing. I think you're just surprised every day by like small things. There's the industry. I feel like works in a very universal way. Like it's all heart. There's a lot of heart. Like even when you're making an ad, you would think that like they don't care, but they'll care about different things. Like maybe they don't care so much about the story and stuff, but um, they'll care about like bringing out like I'll tell you a story. I did this. So the second thing that I had done with Nina ji, so she came. She was talking about the. I don't know if I can say this, but okay, you can take a call later if you want to take it out. But with Nina ji, she was talking about the product, and she was just like, "So what do I have to say about the product?" And the client was just like, "We don't want you to say anything. We just want you to react." Like she was like, "But you need a product line, right?" And she's like, "No, we just want a reaction." And then she was just like, "Okay, tumhari marzi." So over there, like they cared about the film that they were making.
Yeah.
They cared about like that kind of stuff. Sometimes I don't know if I answered the question,
You
but
did.
like
You did. You did.
yeah, like those kinds of things will surprise you where everyone kind of wants to do so much to make one thing that somebody watching sitting on the toilet pot is going to like
Yeah.
scroll past, and there's so many people who like give so much of their time and energy to it, even the artists. So yeah, I think that is quite surprising because it's not like we're some life-saving profession. And a doctor does something like wrong at their job, it can really
Hmm.
lead to like very, very bad consequences.
I mean, I do believe that ads can also have the same effect. But
It can if it's deep. Okay,
yeah.
I think that's like messaging. Now tomorrow, if I'm making like a Santoor Sabun ad, I don't think like anything too. If it's not too deep, it's going to lead to bad consequences. It's just going to look pretty.
Hmm.
So yes.
I mean, I could debate that, but I think that will be another episode.
Hmm.
And yeah. So, who are your favorite people to direct?
I love Nina, man. Like
Yeah.
I love. I've done 3 shoots with her. I love her. The first shoot we did with her was I was actually in Pune. I got a call. I had to go back. I kept my suitcase in my home,
Hmm.
and I just pet my dog like that a little bit on the head. I didn't even sit down, and I went downstairs and we went to Andheri for a recce. So that was like very very tiring. Like the entire process was very very tiring, and we were like quite nervous as well because she's a veteran.
Yeah.
Nina ji and Soni ji.
Hmm.
So two. So
Yeah.
it was like scary, but it was the like one of my favorite shoots. One of my favorite shoots. Then we worked with her again with Masaba and her. So she didn't remember us at first. We were just smiling like that. Hello, ma'am. Nice to see you again. And she didn't remember us. And then she asked me, "So are you going to shoot it in one go? Or are you going to do it in bits?" And I said, "Bits, ma'am. Same like last time." So she's like, "Last time kya tha?" And I said, "Divya." Oh, Divyas. And then she remembered us. And then she was like, she told me like that she loved the film. Even Masaba was saying, Acha, you all did that. Like it was really nice. And we were like, "Oh, thank you." I was the on top of the world only when they said that. Like I was grinning. And the third time that we worked with her, when she walked in, she was just like, "Oh, you again."
Hmm.
And she remembered us. So I had gone to Goa after that for a short break. And I was just sitting at the beach. I was just like, "Oh, you again." Like I was just so happy that she remembered us and stuff. So I absolutely love directing her.
Hmm.
Um, I had too much fun with her and Soni ji. I love directing. I really enjoyed directing Ori. He's very good for the camera.
Yeah.
He knows how to make a director smile. Like, and he will not stop until I'm not smiling. So
Yeah.
that's very nice. Um, who else? I had a lot of fun with Neelam and Seema. They made us they were the laughing. We were laughing a lot. Like I wasn't being able to do my job because I was laughing so much. I think I'm very happy to direct a lot of people that I've worked with. Now I just work with these kids, and wow, man, I was like these were 8 and 9 year old kids, and they're so well spoken and so talented and so like I was like, what was I doing when I was 8? Like, I was so weird when I was 8 years old, like, I don't know. It's insane to see like these prodigy children, and really, really nice
Yeah.
to work with different
I mean,
people.
when you were 8, I think you were watching Om Shanti Om.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just watching Om Shanti with my chai biscuit like that. And there's this one child, so she was the winner of Super Dancer. So
Mm.
she was in our film. And this girl, like, I just made a joke. Me and Uday, we were talking about doing a transition with a flip or like a kick.
Yeah.
So then we had thought about that during the short breakdown after the recce and stuff. And like our associate producer was just like, yeah, let's see if she can do it. We can't like let her get hurt or anything. And we
Yeah.
have to get safety mats and stuff like that. So you see, don't like just think, okay, you can do this transition. And we said, yeah, theek hai, if she can't do it, we'll just do a simple dip pan. And I made a joke that time saying, who knows, like, tomorrow we had costume trials, we had a studio. So I said, who knows, tomorrow we'll be talking to her and she'll be flipping. So everybody laughed. We go for the costume trials.
Children
I'm talking,
cartoons.
oh, she's flipping. And I'm watching her, like that. I was like, oh my God, like, what safety mat? This girl is flying, she's Krish. So I was like, can you flip for a transition? Can you like, and then she did like a cartwheel. She's giving me backflip, front flip, kicks, and then finally we said the kick is like the best one for camera.
Mm.
And we said it looks cool also. Let's do the kick. And it's like a flip kick thing. I
Yeah.
don't even know. It's cool. You'll see it in the film. But that was crazy. Like that was insane that I'm talking and this girl is flipping.
Yeah.
So very, very nice. Very good to meet a lot of cool people.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's very true. Uh, you moved to Bombay, so I mean, you stayed in Pune for a very long time. And even today, when before this recording, I realized that your whole family had shifted, and I did not know that that happened.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what has life been in Bombay? What's it been like to live there, and like what's fun about it? What do you not like? Because as soon as I enter chamber, I'll just smell like it smells of piss to me, and then I'm like, no, this is
I
not.
love Bombay. I love Bombay. Um,
I do for work. I won't live there.
I love living there also.
Really?
Yeah. I'm a very even when I lived in Pune for over a decade. I love Pune as well, but
Hmm.
I'm a Bombay girl. Like
Yeah.
I was a Bombay girl in Pune also.
I
There were
I get
certain
that.
things. Hmm?
I get that. I've had people who met me, and this one time I was in at a mehendi, which I was covering, and I was shooting that in. I think I was at Malabar Hill or somewhere. No, I was
Hmm.
at Pali Hill,
Hmm.
and so many hills anyway, Pali Hill. But the mehendi auntie said, "Beta, आप Bandra se ho?" And I looked at her, and I took such offense. It's almost as if someone called me a Meliite, and I was like, "How? What do you mean, Bandra se ho?" Like people presume I'm from Bombay and Pune, and I'm just like, no. I don't
I mean,
work.
people assumed I was from Bombay when I was in Pune. I was like,
Yeah,
yes, I am. So I was born in Bombay. I was born in Bombay. I lived over there for a few years, and then
yeah,
I was brought up abroad. And then I came back to India,
yeah,
and we came back to Bombay, and then again we came to Pune, and then
mm,
we were kind of settled over here, education wise, living wise, everything. So my mom wanted us to finish that before moving again.
yeah,
Good call because I really like. I have great friends over here. I had a very, very good life over here. So very happy that we did that. But I always knew that I'm gonna go work in Bombay because I don't wanna live here. My mother also did not want to live over here.
mm,
My brother wanted to get into college in Bombay. My nanny wanted to go back. Only my poor granddad said, but I like Pune.
huh,
But we were four against one. So we all kind of full circled it and went back to Bombay.
mm,
Um, and yeah, like I fit in right away. Initially it was a little tough because while I did have friends in like different pockets,
yeah,
individual friends, I didn't
yeah,
have a group, and that could get pretty like you be on your own a lot, and that's not easy for me because I'm very extroverted. I mean,
mm,
shocking, huh? But I kind of thrive in these social environments. And then when I joined Filtercop, like when we started going to the office, Filtercop, because initially it was work from home because of COVID and stuff,
yeah,
we started going to the office. Then my gang got formed, and then that group kind of became my core group in Bombay,
yeah,
and they're still like my closest friends. And of course, like I met my business partner then, and like you make friends along the way. So that always happens organically. But yeah, that's my good move. After that, I was good. After that, I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I always found myself, if not for work, I would go to Bombay every time I was sick of Pune. And you know, like how Bombay people come to Pune for a break from Bombay. When I want a break from Pune, I go to Bombay.
Right. I
And
mean, my whole life is going to be Pune, Bombay. Um,
yeah,
yeah, because I'm with a boy in Pune.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, I work in Bombay. My business is in Bombay. So this is I feel like I get the best of both worlds
yeah, it
because
would.
yeah, Pune kind of recharges me for Bombay.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because you realize how different speed is and time
Yeah.
flies in both cities. So this one time, this was 2018, okay? And this is the same wedding that I was talking about. I had come back from the wedding and I was in my second year at that time. And I had my exams, my term exams were going on, and I had gone for a shoot and I had just made it in time. Like I left at 4 in the morning.
Mm.
Or no, I left at 5, I think, in the morning, and I reached here by about 8ish. And my exam actually started at 8:30 sharp, so I was about 15 minutes late. And it's a
Mm.
3-hour paper. Now, because I was running on Bombay speed, I have finished the 3-hour paper where I have attempted the whole paper in an hour and a half. And I
Yeah.
was like, I was in fast forward. So,
Yeah.
and then
Funny you
it's
should
boom.
say that.
Yeah.
So every time, so Aman comes to Bombay to meet me, and I come to Pune to meet him, and that's like an ongoing thing for us. When he comes to Bombay, he says, "Ik to this place runs on 1.5 speed."
Yeah.
So it's just like the day ends, and that is so true because when I come here and I'm working, my work somehow is done at 2 p.m. and
Yeah.
I'm like, I have the day
Time. Yeah.
for my and like I'm sipping tea in a garden and I'm thinking the day is not over. I'm peaceful. So it's very like
Yeah.
uh, weird. And in Bombay, it's like, my work's not done and it is the next day. And I'm like, what? Like, where did the time go? So it's quite ridiculous. I feel like the air over there is just cocaine. And people live very, very, very fast. I
Or
like
maybe
that though.
the air here is opium. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Cocaine and opium. Good balance of,
Yeah, so I have
yeah.
this playlist called Valium to Adderall. So it's like low energy music to high energy music.
I
So
have to be. I
yeah,
listen to
well,
it
it's
all
like
the
it's 10,000 songs. So you pick a song that you
yeah,
think you know. It's the whole thing is sorted by energy levels.
crazy. That's
Yeah,
insane.
I fully like that. So you had a story that you asked me to remind you about, something about remembering things about movies. Something that you some story about you
Oh,
on the
yeah. So okay, I had this job that kind of sucked in the middle. Kind of so I I don't know how much information to give out about this,
I
but
can cut it out later if you want.
it's
Or
okay. I won't
blur, I'll
remember.
beep names.
No, that's okay. I'm not taking any names, but like there's just this job that was pretty horrible.
Hmm.
Kind when I left that job, I was just like, yeah, I'm not going back to a job. I'm gonna do my own thing, or I fail in my life. Like I will anyhow, I will make it happen now because that's the only option. There's no other option.
Yeah.
So in that job, I was doing a lot of like film and show marketing pieces,
Yeah.
and we had to watch a film. So we were sent to the studio to the production, and they showed us the film before it released.
Hmm.
And they were very like they weren't giving us the film on a pen drive. They were very thing about their NDAs and like, they didn't want to share the film. But we had to make content pieces on it. We had to make media pieces on it. So we went to go watch it. I watched the film. We came back. They didn't want to give it to us on the pen drive. We said, "ठीक है, get our editor to sign an NDA and stuff because he'll need the film to make
Hmm.
pieces out." So they sent it. Now it's work from home. He's working from very, very far. I'm not going to go sit with him. And I'm like really far away.
Hmm.
And he would call me and he's just like, and I'm like, on this call, my boss is on it too. So he's just like, I can't seem to find this thing in the movie. And I just shut my eyes and I was like, yeah, so just go to the middle of the movie. She should be in a forest. And then right after that, she's wearing this colored dress, and that's where it is, what you're looking for.
Hmm.
And he finds it. And she's just like, you have it. Like, my boss is like, I'm coming to her. She's like, you have it in front of you. Like, are you scrubbing through it? I said, no, that's from my.
Hmm.
So, like, kind of.
Yeah.
weirded out actually. She's like, oh, okay. So she thought I'm mad, but that's just how it is. I watched Rocky Horror and I knew every Rocky Horror dialogue when I walked out of the theater.
Yeah, oh yeah,
So
Rocky and Rani is on my comfort watch list, rewatch list
yeah,
also.
I love Rocky Horror. Yeah. So
Lovely performance he's done.
like for me though, like Aman does a damn good Rocky Randhawa impression. So
Yeah.
sometimes I just sit down and I'm like, do that scene, and then he'll be like, no, no, then he'll do it, and then I clap and I go again, again. I'm a clapper.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Like, what
yeah.
was the one शमिता मैंने तो वोट करना ही बंद कर दिया
कौन सी constituency से है? Shamita, Big Boss. Yeah.
what a vibe what a
Yeah.
vibe
Told him to go and make his own coffee, and then he was like, "नहीं नहीं मेरे लिए नहीं, no milk."
Still,
Yeah, now self-service, like food court, and then he couldn't do it.
but that's,
Bichara.
it's such a commentary, right, on where you're living and like how you're like self-service like a food court.
Yeah.
Like
No, but he saved that film. He really like.
yeah.
If he was not in that film, then I don't know for how much I would have liked it. That whole film for me was Rocky Randhawa this side.
Yeah.
So
And it was the shirt and the waxed chest and like the polished tan, and I'm like, what is this? It's like,
आजा मेरी गाड़ी में बैठ जा.
yeah. Oh my god! Every time Aada Meri Gaadi Mein Baith Ja plays, it's just
That was it was a very very fun. That was like a film where I was in the theater and I was smiling, like my cheeks were hurting smiling. I was like, Joe has paid a note to himself. What a guy.
yeah. That's true. That's true. Uh, anyway, that brings us to the end of our episode. Thank you for coming on board.
Of course. Thank you for having me on board again. I will talk to you in 5 years.
I hope it's not 5 years the next time. What a girl.
I hope so too. But I will definitely talk to you in 5 years. Or every year for the next 5 years.
We'll
Inshallah.
do that. Maybe we can try one of the other formats on the podcast, and that would be a more interesting one.
We'll see
We'll
about
we'll see about those. But anyway, thank you for coming, and I hope to see you again. And I'm excited to see all the films and all the ads that you come up with.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun.
I'm glad.